In the small town of Kesarapu, had only one school, and every child knew about Mira, the girl with unkempt hair and a dreamy look in her eyes. They whispered cruelly behind her back and called her crazy. Mira was different. She loved to sketch on the back pages of her notebooks, her mind wandering to worlds no one else could see. But in school, this made her a target. Her classmates bullied her relentlessly, laughing at her eccentricity. Her teacher, Mrs. Jane, often scolded her for daydreaming and failing to follow instructions. One day, during recess, a group of students surrounded Mira. "Hey, weird girl, what are you drawing now?" "Aliens," sneered Ria, the self-proclaimed leader of the group. Mira clutched her notebook tightly. "It's a city I imagined," she muttered, her voice barely audible. "A city? Who'd want to live in your crazy world?" Ria laughed, and the others joined in. Tears stung Mira's eyes, but she said nothing. She ran home, her confidence shrinking with every mocking word. Years passed, and Mira's school life remained a nightmare. The constant ridicule eroded her self-esteem, but her passion for sketching grew stronger. At night, she'd lock herself in her tiny room and pour her soul onto paper. After high school, Mira left Kesarapu, determined to escape the labels that had shackled her. She pursued a degree in architecture in the city. It wasn't easy. Self-doubt often whispered in her ear. But her designs, inspired by her imagination, began to catch attention. Fast forward a decade, and Mira had become a celebrated architect. Her designs were bold, innovative, and unlike anything anyone had seen before. She was invited to deliver a lecture at a prestigious architectural conference. One of the attendees was Mrs. Rothor, now retired and visiting the city to see her grandchildren. When she saw Mira on stage, she couldn't believe her eyes. After the lecture, she approached Mira. "Mira, is it really you?" Mrs. Jane asked, her voice tinged with astonishment. "Yes," Mira replied with a warm smile. I had no idea you'd become so successful. You were always so quiet in school. How did this happen?" Mira chuckled softly. "Back then, people only saw a crazy girl. But I found a way to turn my dreams into reality." Mrs. Jane's face softened. "I'm sorry if we ever made you feel small. You've truly proved everyone wrong." Later, Mira returned to Kesarapu for a project to design a modern community center. When the news spread, the same students who had once bullied her approached her with awe. "Mira, we're so proud of you," Ria said, her voice filled with admiration. Mira looked at them with kindness. "Thank you. It wasn't easy, but I learned to believe in myself." And with that, the girl once mocked as crazy stood tall, her confidence shining brighter than ever.